Hello, adventurers. It's Andy from Twisted Narrative here. Welcome to your daily dose of Shadowdark chat. Today we're going to take a sneak peek at one of the characters we generated on Wednesday night, ready for our Shadowdark Tales from the Smoke playthrough, actual play. It should be launching on the 6th of April. We already have a Shadowdark Tales from the Smoke session 0 and a Shadowdark prologue session live on YouTube now. You can find the links to those in the comment section below. We had a real blast generating the characters on Wednesday. It's very difficult to put into words, really, which is difficult because I'm actually on video trying to tell you about it, how it felt. I mean, really, it was very fresh, very exciting, and it was taking me back to my early days of gaming. The way that we did it, we rolled 3d6 and we placed them in order. Um, so no one really knew A, what they were getting, and B, what class they would play until those abilities were generated. And it generated some very interesting characters. Today we're going to look at Fliss's character, Ellie. I'm going to call it up now for you to have a look at. Hopefully you can kind of see that clearly. If you have any problems, mention it in the comments below. Name Ellie, Eliara. First, strength 6, -2. Harsh. The dexterity, they rolled actually a 16, but for their level 1 talent, they got +2 to one of the stats. I think it was strength, dexterity, or charisma. They chose dexterity, and they certainly have pumped it up to a mighty 18, getting a full +4 bonus. Then con, 6 -2. Intelligence 7 -2. Wisdom 12 +1. Charisma 8 +1. So again, very interesting. I think, were very happy with going for Thief, especially with a dexterity of sort of 16. They didn't know at that point that they were going to get the talent that would increase it. They did okay with hit points as well. I say that they've got 3 hit points, but thieves in Shadowdark roll 1d4. That is their hit die, and they managed to get a 3, which is above average. And working together with dexterity and purchasing some leather armor, they have managed to get their armor class up to 16. So they certainly have a fighting chance, one would say. Their ancestry, they chose elf, the class thief. They are level 1. They chose chaotic as their alignment, and their title based off their class and their alignment is currently robber. The background they chose was banished. And the deity, I don't know whether you can read that properly, but it's TBA. They are currently deciding on what deity, if any, they are going to follow. So the talents that they've got so far is Farsight, and they chose a +1 to attack with a ranged weapon with Farsight. They've got Backstab. If they hit someone from being hidden, they do an extra die of damage, and that die increases based off the level of the rogue, or rather the number of dice you roll increases. And they've got thievery as well, which is an advantage on thievery checks, more or less. If we look down at the attacks, then their ranged attack is +5, which is the dexterity +4 plus the Farsight. added together for +5, and the damage is 1d4 unless they get a backstab, in which case it could be 2d4, which would be very, very nice. Gear was relatively problematic as well, especially with a strength 6, so they've got 10 gear slots. They plumped for the crawler kit, which gave them a backpack, flint and steel, grappling hook, iron spikes, 10 of them. Rations, 3 of, torch, 2 of, hemp rope, 60 foot, which took 7 slots, and then in the other 3 slots they have taken 20 arrows, a short bow, and leather armor. So they do not have the capacity for a blade, a dagger, or a melee weapon, which is okay, but if they run out of arrows they could be in trouble. And of course, what is truly not considered is that they are full. What happens if they find something upon their adventures? It's the limitations, the way that the dice are rolled in character generation. As I say, it's incredibly entertaining. The players really enjoyed it as well. The other thing that should be sort of borne in mind, quite obviously, is this character and the characters that were generated. They are representative of the Shadowdark world, so everything is scaled back. It's still a dangerous world out there, don't get me wrong, but when you look at these stats and compare them with other game systems, you might go, well, that's just terrible. You couldn't do that. Our players for the actual play have embraced it, and they are currently coming up with wondrous ideas of why their stats are so high or so low. And I'm going to be very much looking forward to seeing those in their backstories. It's an opportunity to be creative, 100%. So there we go, our first character revealed. No real spoilers on backstory at the moment or how the character is going to be portrayed. You'll have to watch the actual play for that. Let us know if you would want a fireside chat with our players, perhaps talking about their characters and how they found generating them and the plans that they might have for them. We can do that as future video content if it's something that appeals to you. We'll take a look at the second character on tomorrow's Shadowdark Daily Chat. And as always, if you are new to Shadowdark, it's still on Kickstarter. There's, I think, now 5 more days. If you want a taster, you can download the Quick Start rules from their Kickstarter page for free. You just go there, take a look, scroll down, download it. It is a wondrous thing to behold. It's doing incredibly well at the moment. It has hit over $1 million. As usual, I'll put all of those links in the comment section below. Don't forget to watch out for another Shadowdark chat tomorrow, where we'll be covering the second player's character. Please give us a like and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any of our Shadowdark content. Until then, adventurers, keep those torches lit.